almost out of whiskey, cause I lost my Trubisky. I know Philly was right to leave it for so long. I'm almost out of whiskey, cause I lost my Trubisky. It can't be too late to say that the Bears still stink.
I'm all out of whiskey, cause I lost my Trubisky. I knew Philly was right to say that the Bears still stink. And God, does Mitch Trubisky stink. That's all I'm going to say about it. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with the fourth installment of Daniel Jones Will Be Better Than. We all know I started with Dwayne Haskins. We moved on to Dak Prescott and then Sam Darnold. And I was going to wait. Actually, I was going to do this video before the season started. And then because I didn't have time to, I said, you know what, we'll wait till we play the Bears week 12 and then I'll do the video. But Mitch Trubisky was so bad on Thursday night that I said, you know what, well, I didn't actually say it. Philly 500 said, Baddog, you got to do that video. I said, Philly, I'll do it for you. Mitchell Trubisky stinks. There's no doubt about that, man. Without you take a look at it, even last year they said he had a good year, man. His interception percentage was almost a full percentage higher than that of Eli Manning. And people think Eli Manning's bad. So when your interception percentage is a whole percentage higher than Eli Manning and people think you had a good season, that tells you how bad Mitchell Trubisky's been. This is his third year in the league. He wasn't playing the 85 Bears on Thursday night. Let's face it, man. The Green Bay Packers improved their defense, rather. And there's no doubt about that, but Mitchell Trubisky should be able to score more than 3 points against the Packers, don't you think? And the whole reason that Mitchell Trubisky's jersey ended up with Philly 500 and got burned to the ground is because he couldn't beat the Eagles in the playoffs. I thought Mitchell Trubisky was supposed to be some great quarterback, right? He's supposed to be. He's not good. Daniel Jones will be better than Mitchell Trubisky for the same reasons that I've been saying he's going to be better than all these other quarterbacks, because he's in a better situation. Actually, he might not even be in a better situation than Mitchell Trubisky. He's just plain more talented than Mitchell Trubisky. That's what it is. And I did these videos before Daniel Jones even played a preseason game, before he even knew what he was going to do. I did it based on film review at Duke. But now we see what Daniel Jones did in the preseason. I know it's just preseason games. But there's not a doubt in my mind that Daniel Jones will be better than Mitchell Trubisky, because I've seen Mitchell Trubisky now for 2 years, going into his third year, and there's no improvement there. Nothing. You're finding his ceiling, and this is where it is. He's not good. He's inconsistent. Throws a very poor ball. His accuracy is terrible. He stinks. He's not a good quarterback. I don't know why people think he's good. You know, I always heard all the freaking crap about, oh, Eli Manning's defense carried him. Eli Manning, it's the defense. You know, and then when you try to fight the argument, you say, look at the quarterback's record, like the Dallas Cowboys do with Dak Prescott. Oh, Dak Prescott's 32-16. It's the best record in the last 3 years. You know who else is 32-16? DeMarcus Lawrence. How come nobody talks about DeMarcus Lawrence being 32-16? Huh? How come they don't talk about that? You know what I mean? Cole Beasley was 32-16. You know, how come it's only the quarterback that gets that win-loss record? So they'll talk about how Trubisky was 11-3 last year. No, the defense was 11-3. The defense carried that team. So did their running game. And that's why I try to tell Bears fans that you're taking a step back this year because you don't have a Jordan Howard anymore. Tariq Cohen should be starting. People think David Montgomery was going to do so. They did nothing because nobody's afraid of the passing game there. Because Mitchell Trubisky's not good. Daniel Jones will be very good when he becomes the starter for the New York Giants because that offensive line will be better. Saquon Barkley's there. You're going to have a starter or two wide receivers because things are going to change when Daniel Jones is in there. This Giants team that's there right now is improving, but that is not Daniel Jones' team. You're going to see a better right tackle next year, without a doubt. You may see a better center. You're going to see a better wide receiving core. So Daniel Jones is going to have a lot more to work with than Mitchell Trubisky does. There's not a great running back there at Chicago, okay? Their offensive line is okay. It's not great. Everybody thinks Matt Nagy is some guru. Well, if he's so great, how come Mitchell Trubisky had such a bad game against the Packers? And this was at home. This wasn't in Lambeau Field. Mitchell Trubisky wasn't even great last year. He threw 24 touchdowns. Whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? That's not a lot of touchdowns in today's day and age. So I don't know why people think Mitchell Trubisky is some kind of good quarterback. Because out of the quarterbacks that I've talked about in this series of Daniel Jones will be better than, Mitchell Trubisky's probably the worst. Well, maybe not. Sam Darnold really stinks. But I'll be honest with you. I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not. Sam Darnold stinks. But I actually think Sam Darnold will be better than Mitchell Trubisky, too. I do not like Mitchell Trubisky. I think Mitchell Trubisky's a bottom 10 quarterback in this league, maybe a bottom 12. I don't think he's top 20. He stinks. And Daniel Jones will definitely be better because when Daniel Jones gets into the game and Daniel Jones has a better team around him, you're going to see Daniel Jones be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I did all this before these preseason games. All Daniel Jones did in the preseason was turn heads. It doesn't matter who the competition was. None of it matters. You see all the analysts and the pundits and everybody else all of a sudden changing their tune on Daniel Jones, myself included. Of course, I did it long before he did anything in the NFL, long before OTAs and minicamp and everything else. I changed my tune on Daniel Jones. But I use Nitro Freak as an example. I did the video months ago. Daniel Jones would be better than Dwayne Haskins, and Nitro Freak came out and said I was insane. And I've lost my mind. Now, Nitro Freak was in my stream last night with the Entertainer Talking Sports, and he said the Giants would win if Eli Manning didn't start. That's how much Daniel Jones has impressed people. That's an Eagles fan that said that. That's how much Daniel Jones has impressed people just in preseason alone. Mitchell Trubisky's never impressed anybody. He's not good. Daniel Jones will be better than Mitchell Trubisky. I think that's pretty obvious. I knew this beforehand. I wanted to do this weeks ago. Like I said, I just never had time to do it. And I wasn't even going to plan on doing it today. But my man Philly 500 said, after that game, brother, you have got to do the video. So I did the video. And you know what? Everybody that watches Mitchell Trubisky play can see he's not good. So I'm sorry, Bears fans. I know you're not going to like the video, and that's fine. You don't need to like my opinion on your quarterback. People are very defensive of their quarterback. Very defensive. Hey, even when people bash Eli Manning, even though I'm ready to move on from Eli, you'll find me defend Eli all the time. So I get guys defending their quarterback. I completely understand that. But Daniel Jones is going to be better than Mitchell Trubisky. There's not a doubt in my mind. And I'm hopeful that when we play the Bears, Daniel Jones starts and shows Mitchell Trubisky how to do it against a superior defense, because the Bears do have a superior defense. This isn't a knock on the Bears defense. I love their defense. But their quarterback, I could throw him away. And the funny thing is, Bears fans reacted very similarly to what, their draft pick of Mitchell Trubisky as we did to Daniel Jones. But Daniel Jones has turned heads. Mitchell Trubisky's done nothing but prove that they were right. It was a bad pick. And if I'm not mistaken, the Bears traded up to get him. We didn't have to trade up to get Daniel Jones. Mitchell Trubisky went second overall. We took him, Daniel Jones, sixth overall. So Daniel Jones would be better than Mitchell Trubisky. And I want to finish it by saying this. Number one, make sure you guys are there tomorrow for the Giants and Cowboys. I know I've talked about that ad nauseum. It's going to be an awesome stream, man. Me, the Entertainer, DWG, the Cowboys and Giants, man. Week 1 tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Be there. I'm not going to say we're going to whoop their ass. God, I hope we whoop their ass. Cowboys are good. So, anyway, Dak Prescott stinks, though. Dak Prescott stinks. That's another video. I've done that video already. Anyway, I'm rambling. I also want to finish it out by saying, Josh, the Sports Real, I love you, brother. You know that. This is all in good fun. You know you're the man. I love the Sports Real. You're my guys. You know that. But Mitchell Trubisky stinks, and he stinks bad. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I may do another video because I heard Antonio Brown ask for his release from the Raiders. Maybe I won't. I don't really give a damn about that psychopath. I've kind of already done a video on it. But that's all I got, guys. Until next time, it's Baddog, and I am gone. Peace!